Deepti Laurent is with me on the set today. Hi, Deepti.
Hi, Jeannie.
Now, you have been taking a look at the papers in Turkey after the reported death of a Saudi dissident at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul.
Well, Turkey is demanding answers today from Saudi Arabia after the death of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, who, according to government sources, was murdered inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Now, this scandal has all the ingredients for an unprecedented crisis between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. That's what Lyon, that's a Lebanese French language paper, is warning on its front page. The Saudi crime, that's how Al Arabi, that's an Arab language paper, puts it on its front page, saying we only have unofficial information, but it shows nonetheless that there has been some sort of Saudi crime, be it an assassination, an imprisonment, or kidnapping. Finally, you have this cartoonist from Al-Quds who's not sitting on the fence about the scandal, the bloodied pen representing Khashoggi, and you've got the Saudi official's foot that's stuck in the pen.
So what's the reaction in Turkey then?
Well, it's interesting because you have a Turkish president, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who's been pretty circumspect about the scandal for the moment, saying he's awaiting the results of the investigation and has high hopes for the safety of Khashoggi. That's what Arab News is reporting on its front page. The Turkish press, on the other hand, is quite outraged. You have one writer for the conservative paper Daily Sabah that says if the Saudis did murder Khashoggi at its consulate, well, then it deserves to be designated as a rogue state. There will be legal, political, and diplomatic consequences, the writer warns.
Deepti, now to Bulgaria, where the rape and murder of a journalist has shocked the country there.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. 30-year-old local TV host Victoria Marinova was raped and murdered this weekend. An investigation is now underway to collect DNA and evidence at the site after her gruesome death. She'd recently been part of a team conducting an investigation into state corruption. She's now the third journalist to be assassinated in the EU in just the past year. So that's pretty. Those are some pretty alarming statistics. It is unclear, though, for the moment, if her work was a reason for her death.
Deepti, now you've got some reactions to the swearing-in of Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, who's now been given that job full out. That's Brett Kavanaugh, of course.
That's right, Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Now, really provoking a lot of emotions in the illustrated press. Let's start with cartoonist Morten Morland. His feelings very clear. Not even an onslaught of sexual assault allegations against a 53-year-old could stop his appointment to the court. Here you have Lady Justice blindfolded with her hands tied, being served on a silver platter, a pretty bitter cartoon from Morland, while Ben Jennings wonders, how low can you go? How low can you go? Literally, you have Donald Trump and Brett Kavanaugh here playing a sort of frat boy-inspired version of Limbo. You see Kavanaugh there cheering on Trump, beer in hand.
We'll focus our attention now on Steve Bannon and the way he's been stoking populism here in Europe.
The right-leaning paper Le Figaro is looking at this on its front page today and what it calls a worrying European campaign of Steve Bannon and how he's trying to implement his successful U.S. strategy here in Europe to help bring the populists to power ahead of next year's European elections, even going as far as creating his own club in Brussels called The Movement. Not quite sure how much impact he'll have, but he's not hiding his intentions in this interview with Le Figaro, where he says he does intend to break up Europe with these Eurosceptic parties.
Staying here in France, you've got some football news, and specifically the big World Cup star, Kylian Mbappé. What's up with him?
Well, France's World Cup darling, Kylian Mbappé, continues to thrill football fans, Jeannie, with his club now, Paris Saint-Germain. The Parisian side thumped Lyon 5-0 in its French league match on Sunday, thanks to quadruple goals by Mbappé. 4 goals in 13 minutes, to be precise. It's a personal best for him. It's also prompted L'Équipe, the French sports paper, to change PSG's slogan from Ici c'est Paris to Ici c'est Mbappé.
And just to wrap up now, a happy ending for a devastated Star Wars Lego fan.
That's right. 20-year-old Frenchman Louis is a huge Lego Star Wars fan. His passion spanning 14 years, so pretty much his whole childhood, and worth 16 grand. The young man's last collection took him 10 months to build. Then burglars broke into his Parisian home, in the Parisian suburbs. That's what the Daily Telegraph reports, and left all they left all his valuables, but took away just his Lego collection. He then posted a teary video online telling his YouTube fans what happened. A sympathetic user set up a fundraiser to help Louis, which amassed over 15,000 euros, well above the initial target of 1,000 euros. It won't bring back his collection, but he can build a new one with that money.
A lot of building. Another 14 years?
Hope not.
Thanks for that, Deepti Kalaran, with that look at what the papers have been saying today. Thanks to her. Thanks to you for watching. Don't go away. You can get a closer look, of course, at this on our website. That address is france24.com.